This is our disordered eating hormonal roller coaster. So we start with, say, starving ourselves, and ghrelin rises, and on as well as the adrenaline and cortisol rises. So we talked about these stress hormones. When we're hungry, it is stressful for the body, and it's releasing those hormones so that it is pushing us chemically to go out and get food. But then if we wait too long, so this can be for anybody who is maybe on the go all the time, or leaves eating, or is just eating on the run whenever they just get desperate, is if we can get some ordered eating, so that you are eating something balanced before you get to that I'm absolutely starving myself and my blood sugars are on the floor and I need to go out and get instant sugar to stop me from passing out, because it's always carbs that they reach for, or junk food. And then you're getting the dopamine hit. Then when you are introducing carbohydrates into the system, you're getting the insulin, and the cholecystokinin is coming up in response to the sugar. That is, then we're on the blood sugar roller coaster, and anybody who knows our work knows that we talk about the blood sugar roller coaster on repeat. So we're going up and down with our blood sugars. So as the blood sugars come up, so does the adrenaline and cortisol. So there's more stress. And because we've binged, there's the feeling of guilt and beating ourselves up. Also because we're probably eating an imbalance of carbohydrates, and we've got this hormone response, cholecystokinin, when it's not in balance, because I was talking about that motilin. It has a motilin which is moving the food through the digestive system. If that starts to become compromised, this is where we're seeing an impaired digestion, and then we're seeing that gut environment with the bacteria or the fungal overgrowth. When our guts aren't working, then we can't detox our estrogen effectively, so then the estrogen builds up in the body and we get an imbalance of estrogen. When this estrogen is too high, this estrogen dominance, so we have a lower level of progesterone, which is our calming hormone, like I said. So then we're feeling a little bit more anxious, and then we're starting to put on weight because there's an excess of estrogen. So then we're beating ourselves up more, because then we're putting on weight, and so then we starve ourselves. Oh my God.
And there you have it. Really, isn't it?
I find it one of my most enjoyable parts of this job is piecing it together and being able to offer this as education, because people go, well, why can't I just get underneath this? Why do I have to keep binging on carbohydrates? Why can't I lose weight? It's a hormone cycle. So if we can regulate the eating with a balance of proteins and fats, and do some work around the guilt and how we feel about ourselves, then we're going to get somewhere different.
And isn't it funny when you really look at it? And I love this, like when you piece it down. So I think everybody, no matter whether you kind of view yourself as having disordered eating or not, can identify with these different stages at some point in life. Like, you know, even for the days it just felt, oh my God, I ran out of time. But to kind of have that process. But then when you really think about it, when we focus on the food and we do all that stuff, and we're looking at all that educational aspect, but then when we go to the self-love, that actually, if we can address the self-love and put those steps in place, almost like the hormones and the food situation is a byproduct, which is positive, because we've dealt with the actual core part, which is actually me, my respect for me, my love for me, and how I show up for me each day. That's the most fascinating bit for me. I think actually we could just ignore all of the eating and just do the self-love and the changes that can come along with that, but just in part. It's fascinating.
Yeah.